everyone, and welcome to beautiful Mount Pleasant here at Maury Courts as the Mid-Michigan College Lakers take on the Lake Michigan Redhawks in NJCAA playoffs today. I am Nick Toner alongside Austin Chastain, and we're going to take a quick second to sort out some technical issues. We'll be right back. Can you pull those out and switch them? Yep.
Your starting lineup for the Mid-Michigan Lakers. Number 10, Gracie.
Hello.
Number 22,
Can you hear me now?
Tori Griffin. Number 24, Olivia Nelson. Number 32, Alexis Ostrom. And number 35, Caitlin Nisher.
Talking.
Well, there's your starting five.
You switch those back.
Going to be Nowak, Griffin, Nelson, Karlstrom, and Mesher for the Lakers. And Watson, Reno, Valier, Darling, and Nason for the Redhawks. We are underway here at Maury Courts. I think we have our technical issues sorted out.
We do. Sorry about that, everybody. As I was saying, I'm Nick Toner alongside Austin Chastain. You're watching Laker playoff basketball here on MacTV Sports.
Yes, the three ball is no good for Karlstrom. Is the National Junior College Athletic Association Division II Great Lakes District A tournament.
So we saw these Lakers beat this Redhawks team about 3 weeks ago, I think. About 78-70, somewhere around that range.
Back on February the 7th, 78-70. The Lakers took home the 8-point win in a pretty competitive basketball game as Nelson's three goes long.
I say, if I remember correctly, that 8-point spread was more of a built out at the end of the game with free throws, whereas most of the contest was typically 2 or 3 or back and forth affair.
It was. That was kind of the Satori Griffin and Lex Karlstrom show, with Griffin scoring 22 and Karlstrom scoring 29.
So Messier there fouled underneath the hoop. She'll go to the line and put the Lakers on the free throw stripe and see if we get some points on the board here in the early goings.
We're still scoreless here, about 100 seconds into the ball game, over 100 seconds into the ball game. Caitlin Mesher, a 68% free throw shooter, misses her first. Lakers coming off a 67-63 win at Jackson on last Wednesday, and Mesher misses the second. It's 7 wins in a row for the Lakers, and this is kind of the streak that JT Cleveland has been talking about, that trying to piece together wins, and doing so in March usually yields great results as the Redhawks travel.
I mean, a 7-game win streak to me doesn't really sound like they're piecing together these wins. It sounds like he's just figured it out and they're on fire right now.
They are. I mean, you're right. They've been playing really well as of late, and I think part of that has been kind of that full court pressure that we just saw kind of lead to that turnover there. That pressure is getting better and better as this season has gone on. It's not something that we saw early on.
Yeah, to use a soccer term, you would say that this Laker team is in form coming into the playoffs.
In form. 7 W's in a row for the Lakers. 3 straight losses coming into this game, as that is Reno driving, and she's fouled.
Yeah, we talked about that a little bit before we went on air, that this Lake Michigan team was actually in line to host Mid until that 3-game losing streak dropped them below Mid, and now here we are hosting.
Mid-Michigan, the 4 seed in this tournament, as the first free throw for Aaliyah Reno is no good. Out of Kingsley, 5'6" freshman plus, 54% free throw shooter. And she makes the second. And that is our first point of the ball game. 8:06 to go, first quarter. It's 1-0 Lake Michigan.
Yeah, kind of a slow start here for both teams.
And that one's deflected here by Alea Watson out of the hands of Nowak.
So here's Olivia Nelson now on the wing. She's driving, spins in the lane. And she's going to pick up a foul. And that's going to go against number 21. Or 20, excuse me. That's Madison Bailey, who's going to pick up her first.
Olivia Nelson had 20 points last time out against Jackson to lead the way, pave the way for the win. In fact, she was the only one in double figures for the Lakers. Shot by Mesher goes long and misses everything.
So what do you think here, Austin? You're 2.5 minutes in. If you're Coach Cleveland, you're only down by a point, thankfully. But what are you going to try? What do you got to do? What do you got to get this ship righted with?
You just have to try to work the ball a little bit more. Work the ball around the perimeter just a little bit more. Work it inside. The three-pointer is good here by Reno. She's got all 4 points so far this evening. But you got to slow the game down just a little bit. I think Mid's trying to rush to get itself onto the board. I mean, averaging 74 points a game. Trying to rush it. See, I like this here, trying to work it around the perimeter, drive it. Now what Lake Michigan's trying to do is trying to collapse around the restricted area, trying to collapse around the basket, try to avoid easy layups and kind of those baseline bounce passes across the key.
Yeah, they're letting Griffin, Karlstrom, Nowak, whoever has the ball to drive. They're not really being penetrated so much as they're just kind of absorbing the drive.
And that one missed everything, and we'll get a 30-second violation against the Lakers.
It's still early. We've seen this team catch fire. We've seen them put up a lot of points in a single quarter.
And 116 points in one game.
Yeah.
Earlier this season.
Here's a drive now by Reno. That's no good. Rebounded by Nowak. Here she comes the other way. Finds Mesher quickly. And then Nelson on the wing. And the Lakers are on the board.
I like that work on the fast break there. Nowak finding Mesher to find Nelson back on the opposite wing. Nice passing there by Mid-Michigan to get itself onto the board.
Here's some full court pressure here by the Lakers. And they're going to get a travel out of it. So great work by Griffin, Karlstrom, and Nowak especially, who are pressing here in the front court.
And the Lakers are fired up. As Olivia Niederhood will check in for the first time, Caitlin Mesher will have a seat.
Here's Nowak now bringing it across the stripe here for the Lakers. She's going to be picked up by Watson. And some man-to-man defense here by Lake Michigan. Karlstrom with a deep two. Got tipped a little bit, it looked like, by Bailey. Or Nelson, excuse me. Here's Reno now. And Watson with a deep three. That's going to go off the back of the rim, collected by Nowak.
Kind of skied for that rebound.
Yeah, she did. Here's Nelson with the baseline pass to Niederhood. And one.
So Olivia Niederhood checks into the game and gets a quick bucket and kind of trying to build momentum for Mid-Michigan as it takes its first lead, 5-4.
Instant impact. That's the spark every coach wants off the bench.
Olivia Niederhood, a 5'8" freshman Adam McBain, 63% free throw shooter.
And that one falls harmlessly off the rim, collected by Watson. Here come the Redhawks now. Man-to-man defense by the Lakers. Nowak cheating a little bit towards the center top of the court. Griffin goes down. Three-point shot, no good by Nason. And here's Nowak. Here's Nelson from the wing, wide open for three. Off the back of the rim. Collected by Reno. And Bailey's three-point basket falls. Both teams really fired up here early on.
That was just a great shot in transition, just working it around quickly. And Madison Bailey dropping a three ball.
Here's Niederhood, top of the circle, picks up her dribble in a little bit of trouble. She's going to find Karlstrom. Karlstrom on the drive, tries to split the defense.
They're going to get a charge call against Lex Karlstrom.
And
That's 2 early fouls on her.
bit of an unfortunate call there.
Foul on number 32, Alexis Karlstrom.
As I'm not sure there was a defender that was square enough to collect that charge. She splits through two defenders there to pick up contact. I don't know that that's offensive by nature, I suppose.
I'm not sure. I think the reason for the whistle there was kind of the player control, because Karlstrom's kind of leaning forward and kind of knocked the defender on her backside.
Taleka Wallace and Cooper Agama check in for the Lakers at that whistle. And Agama with the hustle play immediately to take that ball away.
Again, instant impact. Olivia Niederhood making that defensive, on the tip on the defensive play, and then Agama catching it and earning the tie-up.
So Lakers out here now with 3 guards, 4 if you want to count Nelson as a guard, which she's more of like a swing forward in my opinion. But definitely with a smaller lineup here with Nowak, Agama, and Wallace. And Wallace spots for 3, and that's off the back of the rim. And Reno collects for the Redhawks.
Going with a 5-out look here offensively, the Lakers playing with essentially 4 guards.
Taleka Wallace playing tenacious man-to-man defense here. And apologies for my clock management, as I'll look to do better here the rest of the way.
They're going to get a foul on Wallace here.
Here's Watson. I think that's a double dribble. Went uncalled. Here's Bailey with another shot, and that's a 2. Here's Nelson. Finds Nowak on the drive, kicks it out. 3-point try for Agama is no good. So early on, to me, a lot of 3-point tries here by Mid-Michigan early on. Something
that the Lakers have done well is shoot the 3 ball, and they're trying to do it again and just not getting the bounces. Jade Kaufman checks back in. It's the first time we've seen her here at Maury Courts in quite some time.
Yeah, all these 3-point tries, though, they're missing off the back of the rim, so they're close. You'd rather miss off the back of the rim than you would the front of the rim.
It's something we saw the Laker men do quite frequently, miss off the front of the rim. And it kind of led to some...
Watson forces up a shot, and the rebound's going to fall to Kaufman. She tries to find Cooper Agama, and that foul's going to be picked up by Nowak, who tried to draw a charge. And that's going to send number 32, Ellery Darling, to the line. This is her first trip to the charity stripe today.
She's a 63% free throw shooter out of Davison. She had 11 last time here at Maury Courts.
And her first is good. And that was a nice stroke there.
She's got
it didn't even touch net.
It didn't. She's great free throw shooter. Great form.
Here's her second. And she gets them both. Here's Taleka Wallace now, running the point for the Lakers here. She's got Agama on her left and Griffin to her right. She gives way to Agama. And now Agama, hands off to Griffin. Griffin spins, drives in the lane. Niederhood from the free throw line. She'll get the deuce.
She wasn't 100% convinced that was going to find the bottom, but it did. And here's that full court press broken by the Red Hawks.
Inside the Watson, and Niederhood's going to pick up a charge. So Watson will pick up a foul, and that's 2 offensive fouls in this first quarter, 1 for each team. So here's Agama.
Love the aggression from both sides early on. Yeah, it translates to offensive fouls, but has the makings for a great basketball game.
Well, see, I think offensive fouls, I mean, you're drawing contact. You're kind of forcing the referee to make a call. It's just a 50-50 whether it's going to go against you or not. And I would think it's probably even more of a 70-30 that's going to go in your favor as the offensive player.
Exactly, and unless that defender gets both feet set and outside of that restricted semicircle. 3-ball banks it in. Oh, my goodness. Hannah Valier.
Off the window.
Her first 3-ball. She had 12 last time here, but the bank is open here at 6:18 on a Tuesday evening.
Here's Wallace. Loses the dribble a little bit. She drives, kicks out. Here's Griffin. She's going to put it on the floor. She penetrates. Her floater no good. Rebound loose, and it's going to be picked up by Bailey. Here comes the Red Hawks. And Niederhood from behind tries to tie her up, and it will be a tie-up. And possession, I believe, will stay in favor of Lake Michigan here.
It was. The arrow will switch over, and it looked like the Red Hawks were trying to get a timeout, but couldn't get it. So Niederhood will have a seat. Mesher checks in.
Good shift by Niederhood. Here's Watson now. Man-to-man defense shown here by the Lakers coming out of this break. Here's Kaufman covering Bailey. And that shot high off the rim. Watson with the big rebound. Smallest person underneath the hoop comes down with that board. And Wallace knocks that away with quick hands. She's on the floor. Still on the floor. And timeout called by Coach Cleveland. So Lakers will keep the arrow and the ball.
Keep the arrow, the ball, and a timeout taken here by JT Cleveland. 30 seconds, so we'll keep it here, but that actually might work out in their favor to kind of slow the game down, try to eat away at this 7-point deficit. Obviously, it's just a 3-score deficit with 33 seconds left in this first quarter, but something that Mid-Michigan needs to do is kind of work the ball a little bit, trying to get it around this Lake Michigan defense, because
I'd like to see him find a way to get it inside to work it onto the block. You've already shown that you can find wide open threes. They're just not falling right now, so maybe now is a chance to still set up that 3-point shot, but then instead of taking it, maybe working it back down low, kind of catching the defense off guard a little bit.
Yeah,
taking a higher percentage shot.
Yeah, trying to work it high to low, trying to work it into out, high to low, into out, trying to change up the look a little bit. Try, as you said, tried to catch defense napping a little bit.
Here's Mesher. Kaufman now. Agama on the wing. Man-to-man defense by the Red Hawks. Agama puts it on the floor. She's a spin move, drives. Here's Griffin. She's going to put it on the floor, trying to go baseline. Kaufman from the top of the key. Gets it.
That's a long time coming for Jade Kaufman.
And Bailey's attempt at the buzzer, no good. But that is your first quarter. Lakers down by 4, but I think that's a mistelling of how this first quarter actually went.
It really is, and Mid-Michigan, needs to find a way to make some of these shots, make more of those 3-pointers at the top of the key like Kaufman just made. But end of the first quarter, Lake Michigan 14, Mid-Michigan 10. You're watching Laker basketball on MAC TV Sports.
Welcome back to Maury Courts for the second quarter here. Here's Coffin for three. She finds nothing but the twine.
I love that. See, that's what we're talking about. Work it in, kick it out, and make your threes.
Full court pressure again here by the Lakers. Beaten now by Reno. And that ball's going to fall right to Griffin. Pushed ahead immediately to Karlstrom. Karlstrom. And she's going to be fouled, and she'll go to the line to shoot two.
Nice play there by Jade Kaufman to deflect that pass.
Yeah, good effort there by Karlstrom, too, to draw that contact on the finish. Kind of guarantees herself at least a shot at two. Well, guarantees a chance for two the hard way, right?
Right.
Her first is good.
Lex Karlstrom finally on the board, playing with 2 fouls early. She's a, call it 87% free throw shooter, averaging about 15.5 points per game. 5'7" freshman out of Harrison.
She makes them both, and the Lakers are back on top by a point here. Here's Watson, full court press again. Comes near side here to Reno. Reno gives it in the middle. Ooh, that was a tricky situation there for Hannah Valier. She was not expecting that. Long rebound, kicks out to Nowak. Nowak 1v3, and she's wisely going to slow it down. Finds Karlstrom for the triple. Nails it.
Is her spot. Do not let Lex Karlstrom shoot from the wing just like that if you are Lake Michigan.
Especially in transition.
And we're going to get a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it here. Lake Michigan on the ropes here a little bit.
Yeah, it's a real seesaw affair so far. Like I said, 14-10 didn't really feel like the first quarter.
It's an 11-0 run by the Lakers, spanning back to that first quarter.
So, yeah, so real choppy first quarter. Lakers, though, here in the second quarter so far, just like you said, working the ball inside, kicking it out, finding wide open. I mean, they were wide open in the first quarter, too. Let's be fair. They just weren't falling. Now they're starting to fall. You're getting Karlstrom hot on transition with her three-point stroke. This could bode well for us the rest of the way.
This could bode well for Mid-Michigan, and just saw Lake Michigan coach Ray Kimball just throw his dry erase board and kick it underneath the Lake Michigan bench.
Hey, you think of all the players to get going, get some good confidence looks, seeing the ball go through the hoop. Alexis Karlstrom is the one that he was not wanting to have that happen for. Mesher with a big rebound, kicks ahead to Coffin. Coffin, she's been hot from three. She's going to give to Griffin her triple try off the back of the rim, gets her own rebound on the baseline, and she'll be fouled, and she'll go to the line.
That's a good shot by Satori Griffin, and that's just an unfortunate rim out. But she drove it, got her own rebound, and just got hacked underneath.
Yeah, she gets that long rebound, like you said, then attacks the baseline, goes right to the hoop, no hesitation. And her first goes off of the brick on the back.
A 63% free throw shooter out of Mount Pleasant right here down the road. The Oilers.
And she makes the second.
Her first point of the evening.
Laker lead up to 5. Ooh, full court press almost paid off again. Here's Reno for 3, and that's off of everything. Collected by Mesher. She's going to give way to Nowak. Here come the Lakers in transition. Nowak pushes baseline, and that Satori Griffin pass is going to miss everybody.
Went to Lake Michigan coach Ray Kimball, excuse me.
She was thinking of a spot-up shooter where Mesher was thinking for a cut, and a little bit of miscommunication there. Here's Watson now for the Redhawks. She's going to give way to Reno. And the full court pressure will back up into a man-to-man set here as Reno drives on Griffin. Here's Nason, a little bit of trouble, finds Watson. Watson thought about going baseline, she doesn't. Now she will. Her floater, no good, collected by Kaufman, and then taken away possibly by Darling.
We're going to get a tie up underneath, and it'll stay here with Lake Michigan.
So Darling smart there to tie up Nason. Or, excuse me.
Kaufman,
yes. Sometimes words are hard. Either way, here the Redhawks will inbound. And quickly now. And great play there by the Redhawks. Just unlucky. Still there. Still with the Redhawks. And finally, a whistle has been blown. We'll see if it's a foul or a travel or a double dribble or what it was.
Looks like they're going to get Olivia Nelson. That was a lot.
There's just a lot of things going on down there in that scrum, if you will.
3 offensive rebounds, a lot of...
Couple blocks.
Yeah, just a lot happening down there.
And Valera makes her first.
Anna Valier, a 5'10 freshman out of Vicksburg, had a dozen last time here at mid. Averages just around 10.5 points per game, and she shoots just under 63% from the free throw line.
And she makes them both.
5 points for her.
Here's Nowak. Griffin now on the drive. She shoots from the baseline. Wild shot, doesn't get it. Rebound Watson. Here she comes. Coast to coast, possibly? No, she's going to kick it out. Kicks around, and that shot by Nason, no good. Here's Griffin. Ahead to Nowak. Nowak just unable to get herself under control to get that layup, and rebounded by the Redhawks. And the Redhawks will slow the play down a little bit.
I think that's all that was there with Nowak, was just trying to go a little bit too quick, trying to outrun the defense just by a step or two.
Here's Reno now for the Redhawks, Watson with a deep 3 try. Doesn't get it. Long rebound goes to a Redhawk, and inside they go. And an easy 2 points there for Valere, as she was in the right place at the right time for the scoop and score.
7 points early on for her.
Here's Griffin now. Nelson over to Kaufman. Kaufman just going to spot it up, and she's going to make another one.
Oh, my goodness. Jade Kaufman.
You're going to have to get a hand in her face tonight, it looks like. Here's Reno. Still Reno. She's going to find Watson, top of the key, around inside. And rims out. Great effort there by Darling. Can't get the shot to go. She collects the rebound, though, and she will finally lose the rebound to Nowak here. Here's Nelson.
Darling picked up that rebound against 3 Lakers.
Here's Nelson again. She's thinking about going baseline. She'll spin in the paint. Griffin from the wing. She gets a 3-point try. So the Lakers really not disguising their offense anymore. They're going to dribble it down the baseline, get it to a big, and then they're going to kick it out because somebody's wide open and they're going to bury it.
I wonder if JT Cleveland said, stop with the initial game plan, as we're going to get a foul and a bucket underneath. That's
Valere, goes and one.
Mesher called for the foul. So Valier will go back to the free throw line.
She's been big here in this first half for the Redhawks.
Already 9 points here with just over 5.5 to go first half.
And she makes the and one, so she's already at her season average. Here's Nowak for the Lakers. Watson meeting her at the halfway line. Nowak turns. Here's Zagama. She thought about the triple. She'll drive. Gives way to Nelson at the top, and she'll get it. You like that look. Agama had the look, didn't like it, put it on the floor, found someone else, found Nelson from the top. Better look, better shot.
I love it. It's simple basketball. It's dribble it. If you don't like it, kick it to someone else. It's good team basketball. Here's Olivia Nelson again.
Nason loses the ball there. Here's Nelson, gets the layup. Little coast-to-coast that should possibly be a travel, as I don't think she took a dribble once she crossed the three-point arc.
It's going to be a foul call against Gracie Nowak.
So Nowak will go to the line, or Watson will go to the line, excuse me.
Alea Watson had 10 points last time the Redhawks invaded Maury Courts. out of Milwaukee, the Milwaukee School of Language. 71% free throw shooter. She misses her first.
And the first goes off the back, as you said. Lakers have already doubled their point total from the first quarter. And that should be a push in the back, as I think Nelson pushed Ellery Darling there trying to get that rebound. And that's exactly where the foul will go. So she will take a seat, and Taleka Wallace will check in for the Lakers. That inbounds to Darling. Darling's going to take the lane, can't get the runner. Ball still loose, still on the floor, and they're going to call it a tip or a held ball, and that should go by way of the Lakers, and it does. So here's Taleka Wallace running the point again for the Lakers as Nowak and Nelson take a break. Here's Karlstrom now. She puts it on the floor. She dribbles it off somebody's foot.
I think they're gonna get Coop on the foul.
So Agamo picks up the foul. Unfortunate there by Karlstrom on her drive. She spins and she just kind of dribbles it off of Hannah Valaire's foot.
And then Valier just picks it up and gets rocked by Cooper Agama. So the Redhawks are in the bonus, so they'll shoot free throws these last 4:15 of the first half.
And no good on the first. And Hannah Valaire, number 23 here for the Redhawks, she's having herself a half. She is keeping the Redhawks in this ball game pretty much by herself right now.
She is 9-point ball game. She's got 10, make it 11.
As Kokatovic checks in for Alexis Karlstrom. Her first minutes of the contest.
Now kind of working with a 2-forward look, 3-guard look here for the Lakers.
Here's Wallace. She weaves through the defense. Can't get the finish. Collected by Valaire. Here's Watson now to push forward.
That was a nice move by Taleka Wallace. Just unfortunate. Shuffle the feet.
And Nason gets called for a travel. She's disappointed, but that's the whistle. That's the call.
We've seen that a lot more, this season. Kind of a shuffle in the feet and getting a extra travel call here and there.
Here's Agama. Here's Wallace for three, and that's no good. Long collected. Ooh, and Niederhood takes quite the tumble there into the Gatorade cooler. Hopefully she's all right. She looks like she's okay. It'll certainly be a bruise tomorrow morning.
That will not feel good in the morning. She might need a little extra Gatorade to make that one go away. That was such a bad pun.
Was it so bad that it was punny?
You can't see us. I'm shaking my head. I opened up a can of worms that I should not have.
You got the complete eye roll treatment there. As Valaire inside, can't get it to fall. Big rebound by Reno. Kicks out. Nason's three-point try, no good. Finally collected by a Laker. That's Taleka Wallace. Pushes ahead to Agama. Here's the Lakers on the break. Here's Griffin on the baseline. Gets the two-pointer to go. Lakers in transition have been a problem for the Redhawks.
And that's the kind of those bounce passes that the Lakers execute so well and have done brilliantly so far, throughout this season, and they've done it here again tonight.
And a bit of a wild shot there by Libby Nason, but she's fouled, so she'll go to the line. And that foul looks like it's going to be, that'll be Kokatovic picking up her first.
You a big dad joke guy?
Love dad jokes.
Well, of course you do.
I actually follow a dad joke Twitter account. That's where I get all my content.
You heard it here first, folks. Nick rips dad jokes from the app. I'm just kidding.
Absolutely off Twitter. as Nason makes the second.
Libby Nason had 20 points last time here. No dad jokes about that one. She had 20 points to lead the way for the Redhawks in that 8-point loss.
See, my problem with dad jokes is when I get put on the spot for one, I'm blank. I don't know any of them. But if nobody wants to know them, I got tons of them.
Are you more of a spur of the moment dad joke kind of guy, like a pun, like when something is right in front of you?
Oh yeah.
And you observe it.
I love a good pun. Here's Griffin, strong rebound. Kaufman from the wing. We've seen that already tonight.
Jade Kaufman, instant impact.
If this is NBA Jam, there'd be fire coming off her shots.
There would.
Inside the Oosterhouse. Her shot no good. Rebounded by Valaire. And I thought she went up and it came down and then went up again. Coach Cleveland agrees with me.
Well, I think the Laker bench wanted a tie-up.
Oh, I think they want a double dribble. Or a travel.
In any event, that's going to be a foul call against Jade Kaufman, and that will send Valier back to the line.
She's spent quite a bit of time here at the free throw stripe here in the first half.
A dozen points for her in this first half.
I think half of them have come from the stripe.
I think you're right.
And Niederhood leans and falls into the lane. Shot's good anyway, so they're not going to whistle it. Here's Taleka Wallace. Working on Watson. Gives way to Griffin. Wide open lane and gets the bucket.
Nice drive by Satori Griffin there. See the open lane, just rip right through it.
Here's Reno now. Reno penetrating. Her shot, no good. Rebound loose, and Taleka Wallace collects that. Here's Walsh pushing ahead. Niederhood. That shot blocked and collected by Oosterhouse. Here's Reno. Reno over to Watson. Watson work, and Taleka Wallace picks her pocket. And here's Wallace now.
Nice quick hands by Taleka Wallace.
She's got some handles, doesn't she? As I say that, she loses the ball.
It's the announcer's curse, man, I'm telling you.
Here's Reno, pushes ahead to Watson. Watson, bounce pass, back to Reno, and gets it to go. And the Redhawks strike in transition.
9-point game, 1 minute to go, first half.
Here's Taleka Wallace. Over to Griffin now. Niederhood. Here's Coffin from her spot. And that just short. Rebound right to Kokatovic. Goes up strong. Can't get the roll, but she'll go to the stripe. Gotta love those rebounds where they startle you.
Yeah, the ones that you catch it and you have that split second of, oh, what am I doing? I have to put it on the deck and go up strong.
It's almost like a defensive catch because like you're looking at the rim, right? And it comes right off right at you. It's like, jeez. So it's like right there in an instant. And Kokatovic misses the first.
Kokatovic, 5'10 freshman, 40% free throw shooter out of Gladwin.
And her second is up, rattles around, gets it to go. 46 seconds here in the first half.
First point of the night for the Gladwin Flying G.
Lakers showing full court pressure here. Here's Reno. Now the Lakers back off. I wonder if they're only pressing based on who has the ball here. Here's Griffin, though, to meet Reno at the halfway arc. Reno picked up by Kokatovic, and her shot no good. Rebounded by Kokatovic. Gets it knocked away, but knocked away right to Taleka Wallace. And Coach Cleveland tells her to pump the brakes, slow this game down.
About a second separating the game clock and shot clock.
Here's Wallace now covered by Nason. And they're going to hold for the last shot.
It's not even a full second. It's like 0.8 of a second.
Here's Wallace. She's got the switch. Here's Mesher. Griffin mishandles that. Gets the drive. Floater in the lane. And no good.
We are going to get a foul call, so Satori Griffin's going to shoot a pair of free throws to end the first half.
So Griffin goes to the line here. She'll get a pair.
Red Hawk foul, number 23, Hannah Valier.
So Valier will pick up a foul.
Tori Griffin at the line for the Lakers.
They should clear everybody out as the clock has expired.
So they're going to put .5 on the clock.
And it's not like that there's a capability for review here.
Unfortunately, that is not a thing.
Not a thing here at mid.
So Griffin's first is up, and she makes the first. So that'll extend the lead to 11. Here's hoping for 12 to go into the halftime with. Her second, and that's going to rim off. And that will be the official end to the second quarter. And your first half score is Lakers up 11, 39-28.
It's a good first half by mid. I mean, the first quarter kind of slow to get out of the gates, but Jade Kaufman coming in off the bench, scoring 12 points, all of them on three-pointers. Just dynamite from beyond the arc. We'll see if that can continue in the second half.
Yeah, 29-point quarter here for the Lakers, second quarter.
A large part of that, three-point shooting, and that has been the story for the Lakers in this first half. So we'll take a break here on MAC TV Sports. It's the Lakers 39, the Red Hawks 28. You're watching Laker basketball on MAC TV Sports.
MAC TV Network is a local public access station that offers a variety of services, from in-studio interviews, wrestling, and so much more. We cover local concerts, sporting events, and activities around the community. Members of the community can come in and take a free workshop to learn anything from editing to camera work. Broadcasting on Charter Channels 187 and 191, serving Gratiot, Isabella, and Clare counties.
Hi, I'm Amy Bunting, and I'm the director here at Morey Courts Recreation Center. Here at Morey Courts, we have 127,000 square feet of fun. We have 4 high school length basketball courts, we have 2 collegiate maple courts, and we have 2 collegiate size multi-purpose courts. So when you're at Morey Courts, you can come and you can play anything that you can think of: volleyball, basketball, racquetball, pickleball, all the things that you can possibly imagine that would be fun for you for recreation or even for fitness. At Morey Courts, when you have a membership here, you have a membership for a fitness center, and we've got McLaren Fitness over on 3 Leaves Drive that's also a part of our memberships. So it's like 2 in 1. Also, you have choices when it comes to purchasing your memberships. Depending on if you're a student or a senior citizen, you may get a discount, or if you're a member of some place that is a corporate partner of ours. Otherwise, you can also choose if you want just weight and fitness or if you want access to the whole shebang. Either way, bring your family down. In fact, once a month, you can come try it out on the first Friday of every month for free, as long as you bring us a non-perishable canned good for our food pantry. In addition, we also like to support the community. We partner with vendors that are local for all the industry that we do business with here. In addition, we have programming that is tying into programs like Transitions That Count, Connections That Count, MMI, and many more. Also, we've got, like I mentioned, a food pantry at the front of house, and we've got a take it or leave it coat and boots rack for our cold weather months in Michigan, which obviously last forever. Maury Courts is privileged to be a hospitality business model. So what we really like to do is bring in Michigan brand basketball and volleyball tournaments, but also brands from all over the region. So we're pretty fortunate to do businesses with entities like Gus Macker, Triple Threat Basketball, Michigan Mystics Basketball, and a lot more. And we're growing. So keep your eyes peeled for all the things that Maury Courts is going to have to offer on the weekends from now on. So if you're so inclined, why don't you check us out on our website? It's brand new, maurycourts.com, or come down. We're at 5175 East Remus Road. We'd really love to see you. My team is amazing, and it's Team Maury that's been keeping this place going. I'm very grateful for them, and we're very grateful for you. Sports lovers, meet here.
Humane Animal Treatment Society is an animal adoption center that helps find animals forever homes and provide them with certain medical treatments. There are many ways you can help their cause. You can volunteer at HATS by running and reading with the animals, helping the staff with daily routines, and photographers can take pet pictures to boost their portfolio. There are still many animals looking for a forever home. See other ways you can make a difference at www.hatsweb.org.
I signed up for the Laker Distinction Scholarship because I knew I wanted to go to mid right away anyways.
I knew that I wanted to get through college debt-free or as close to debt-free as possible.
Because I had some classmates who were a couple years older than me that had won it, and they had a really positive experience at mid.
And provided me the perfect path to get my associate's degree here at Mid-Michigan College and begin the rest of my college journey.
Winning LDS was a really positive experience for me. I was able to work on campus, and I was also able to study abroad, which is something I never really thought I would be able to do.
Really, the basis of my success today and my continual success is the Laker Distinction Scholarship and is Mid-Michigan College, because without this first step, I wouldn't be where I am today.
It really helped for me to know that the first 2 years of tuition were going to be lifted off my shoulders.
I got to meet a lot of great people who have become friends and advisors for me, and I know that as I move on that they will still be here to help me get through the college process.
And I really do think that my time here at Mid has helped prepare me to take these next steps, not only financially by saving a lot of money, but the faculty here at Mid and the classwork I feel like has really prepared me for the next step and these harder classes that I know I will be taking.
Receiving the LDS scholarship gave me the opportunity to successfully transfer 67 credits to Grand Valley State University, now putting me on the fast track to graduation, where I will be graduating a complete year early in the spring of 2020.
MAC TV Network is a local public access station that offers a variety of services, from in-studio interviews, wrestling, and so much more. We cover local concerts, sporting events, and activities around the community. Members of the community can come in and take a free workshop to learn anything from editing to camera work. Broadcasting on Charter Channels 187 and 191, serving Gratiot, Isabella, and Clare counties.
Humane Animal Treatment Society is an animal adoption center that helps find animals forever homes and provide them with certain medical treatments. There are many ways you can help their cause. You can volunteer at HATS by running and reading with the animals, helping the staff with daily routines, and photographers can take pet pictures to boost their portfolio. There are still many animals looking for a forever home. See other ways you can make a difference at www.hatsweb.org.
Welcome back to Maury Courts for our round one of the NJCAA playoffs. Region 3, I believe we're in. Austin will have that verified information for you. Lakers up by 11, though, as we start the second half, 39-28. Austin, what do we got here for the second half? Keys to win this game if you're mid.
So we're in Region 12 of the NJCAA.
How's that close?
In Division 2, right? So Division 2, Region 12, in the Great Lakes District A Women's Basketball Championship. But for the three keys, you just have to keep shooting if you're mid. Mid-Michigan shot 38% from three-point land. Meanwhile, you have to continue defending as Lake Michigan shot 19% from both the three-point area and from the field. So you just have to keep defending. And if the last key, I think this will be the biggest key, is hit your free throws.
Yeah.
Mid-Michigan shot 45% from the free throw line in the first half, while Lake Michigan shot 73%. As Lake Michigan here working left to right, inbounds right in front of us. We're underway for the second half.
Yeah, everybody already knows my key. My key is offensive rebounds, baby. You
And-
got to have them.
And see, when I was writing down my 3 keys, I came down to 2 that were in my head. And I said, it's either going to be rebounds or free throws. And I said, you know what? I know Nick's going to say rebounds, and specifically offensive rebounds.
Oh, yeah. I love me some offensive rebounds, especially for mid. Mid offensive rebounds are my favorite.
Naturally, as we get a foul, that's going to be against Mesher underneath.
And Griffin stands up. Valaire gets I believe they call that a tie-up. So great defensive work by Griffin, continuing on your keys of holding down this Red Hawk offense. Here's Nowak now for the Lakers. She's going to be met by Watson right at the top. Here's Karlstrom now. And Karlstrom's pass inside to Mesher is over everybody. As Karlstrom looks to her forward and goes, that's my bad.
That happens. You know, this is a pretty well-versed passing Mid-Michigan team. Like, this team passes really well.
And here's Reno now. Ooh, almost threw that out of bounds. Luckily, Darling collected that.
See, like I was saying, this is a team that passes the basketball well, Mid-Michigan, and this, you know, sometimes make a little bit of an error.
Baseline runner for Watson, no good. Blocked from behind by Karlstrom, but Darling still able to get a rebound, and now it's collected by Griffin to Nowak. Back to Griffin, long 2 off the front, rebounded by Valaire, who had a hell of a first half for the Redhawks.
She did 13 points for Hannah Valier in the first half.
Here's Watson now. Over to Darling. Darling looks to go inside with it, doesn't find what she's looking for. She'll give back to Watson. Watson takes a 3 in front of Karlstrom, gets it to go. 39-31 here, your score.
That's the first points of the night for Alea Watson.
You wouldn't know it, but her work rate makes me feel like that's incorrect. Here's Griffin now. She's going to cycle down low to Nelson. Wild pass collected by Reno. Pushed ahead. Here's Watson again. And a little bit of a finger roll shot. No good. Collected by Nowak. Pushed ahead here to Griffin. Here's Griffin now over to Karlstrom. A little too wide. Karlstrom probably wanted to spot that up. Goes inside to Nelson. Nelson on the block. Lost the ball. Kept her dribble. Now Mesher in the paint. Her drive is good.
First points of the night for Katie Mesher.
And the full court press is back on as Griffin and Nowak all over Watson here. She'll find room to Valaire, who'll take the 3. It rattles around and out. And Watson steals that away from Karlstrom. Reno on the drive. Stood up by Mesher. Offensive rebound. Now Griffin with the defensive rebound. Here's Olivia Nelson now. A little bit of confusion here by the Red Hawk defense. And Mesher now drives paint. Runner, no good. Long rebound goes to Nowak. Nowak on the baseline, and it rolls off. The end one chance. She'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Nice drive there by Gracie Nowak. Just couldn't get it to fall.
Yeah, it probably took 3 spins on the rim before it fell off.
Gracie Nowak at the line for the Lakers.
Here's Nowak's first free throw. Good.
It's Nowak's first point of the night.
That's kind of shocking to me. So both point guards finally get on the score sheet now as Nowak makes them both. Here's full court pressure again. And here's Nason on the ball for the Redhawks. She's going to push forward to Watson. Watson driving on Mesher and rolls off. Valaire for the rebound and the and one. So there's Hannah Valaire again for the Red Hawks.
Just a dominant force down low. And that's going to – that is 3 against Lex Karlstrom.
Yeah, Valera's been a handful.
So Kaufman will check in for Karlstrom, who sit down with those 3 fouls.
Kaufman had herself like a Spike Albrecht type of half, her three-point shooting.
Oh, man. That's a name we haven't heard of in a minute. Valier converts on the three-point play. She's got 16.
One of the only college finals that gave me nightmares. As that rims off, rebounded by the Red Hawks, and none other than Valaire pulls that down. Here's Reno now on the ball. She gives way to Watson on the wing. Over to Nason. Her shot, no good. Collected by Nelson. Nelson, Nowak. Here's Nowak. She's going to drive. Cuts around 2. Finds Griffin. Griffin drives. Nelson now, top of the key. Nelson puts it on the floor. Shoulder down. Gets the bucket.
Nice drive there by Olivia Nelson. That's 10 points.
That ball pushed way up ahead to Nason. Kicked out to Reno for 3, and that's going to go off the front. And that is going to be a foul.
They're going to get Valier on it.
And that will go against Valier. So kind of an off-the-ball foul there for Hannah Valaire.
Looks like a sort of a push on the rebound.
Here's Agama as she checks in here for the second half. She'll take place of Gracie Nowak. Here's Nelson now. Red Hawk bench chanting D up as they're rooting for their defenders. Here's Kaufman inside. Spin move. Can't get the shot to fall, and that's going to be rebounded by Bailey. And she'll push ahead to Reno. Here's Reno now, covered by Kaufman. Reno goes inside to Valaire, and we're going to see what the call is.
I was just thinking about it on a random note. We were talking about Spike Albrecht. Any as we get to March, any thoughts on the men's side of the division, NCAA Division I?
I don't know. I'm all Tar Heels all the time, baby. Go Heels. I know they're having a down year this year, but they're like 20-8 or something, aren't they?
As Valier underneath, that's 18 for her. Yeah, the Tar Heels haven't been doing too bad. I don't think they're really in much contention, but you never know. In March, they're going to get an offensive foul on Satori Griffin. That's a bit of a ticky-tack foul there against Satori Griffin.
Coach Cleveland wants a flop call on that. Yeah, no, that Michigan title game against Louisville, Spike Albrecht, I'll never forgive Beeline for leaving Albrecht in the first half for as long as he did. You just leave your man Trey Burke on the bench the whole first half, and then Louisville comes out and just starts popping threes, and no one can guard him.
That Louisville team was, not only was it dominant, but it had something to play for after the injury to Kevin Ware, that just gruesome injury against Duke. That was, in the Elite Eight. And they're going to get an offensive foul.
So no basket. Now, I grew up in North Carolina as a young man, and I moved there from Indiana. My first day, all the kids came up to me and were like, you have to pick. It's either Carolina, Duke, or NC State. We need to know right now so we can decide if we're going to be your friend.
I remember this story.
So I decided to go with the Tar Heels because everyone else was wearing light blue, so I was like, the light blue team.
Well, it's funny. Obviously growing up here in Michigan, you pick one, Michigan or Michigan State. Actually, the Wolverines and Spartans play on the men's side tonight. As that one goes out of bounds back to the way of the Red Hawks. But it was a common thing. You have to pick Michigan or Michigan State.
Yeah.
And, I picked Michigan State growing up. I just graduated from Central, so my allegiance, if you will, as nice steal there by Cooper Agama. Finishes it coast to coast.
What a play by the Lakers.
Again, her first bucket of the night. So now we're getting contributions all over the place from mid-Michigan. But, yeah, I ended up picking Michigan State, and that quote-unquote allegiance kind of went to the wayside as came up here to Central, no pun intended.
Nelson goes coast to coast, can't get it. Niederhood shot, no good. Offensive rebound. Nelson still, a lot of contact. Nelson tries to give it away.
A lot of contact and a lot of yelling. There was a lot of yelling
And
underneath.
Watson will be fouled, and she'll go to the line.
I think they're going to get Nelson on that foul.
But no, I have a few college allegiances. Usually my big three, though, are like the Heels, the Huskies, and probably Michigan.
The Huskies, which one?
UConn.
Okay, UConn. All right.
Hey,
man, there's 3 Huskies I can think of.
I was a huge Rip Hamilton, Khalid El-Amin, that whole team. When they beat Duke, that's another thing. They beat Duke, so I was like, go Huskies.
There you go. As Alea Watson makes her first of 2 free throws, she's got 4 tonight.
And UConn had that historic women's team.
Make it 5 for Watson. Yeah, that's a basketball program that I always enjoy watching is UConn with Gino Ariama, and Paige Becker's leading the way. She just came back after an MCL sprain, I believe. She's one of my favorite players.
Wallace on the pump fake.
On the NCAA women's side.
Oh, what a dish by Talika Wallace.
Wow. Talika Wallace is one of my favorite players on the NJCAA women's side.
And Valaire's going to be fouled, and should be fouled by Niederhood. Yeah, Talika Wallace has some handles that you don't see from other girls on the floor in this league.
She's a fun basketball player to watch, that is for sure. And they're going to get Niederhood on the fouls. That's her first. It's 5 team fouls for the Lakers.
And Valier, no surprise, back on the line.
But surprisingly, she missed her first. Again, a 63% free throw shooter, averaging 10 points a game. She is well past that average. She's got 18.
Here's her second here.
Kind of a pump fake almost. Kind of got everyone to move. Satori Griffin will check in at the next whistle. Here's Karlstrom playing with 3 fouls. Driving in a block. That's going to go against Reno.
Ooh, Karlstrom had her heart in her throat there for a minute. I thought she looked like she thought she was going to get booked for another offensive foul there. Her fright turned into a smile when she realized it wasn't against her. So
here's Karlstrom, 5 points tonight. Make it 6.
She makes the first.
87% free throw shooter is Lex Karlstrom's, averaging 15.5 points per game. The Harrison Hornet.
I've had the pleasure to cover her in her high school career with MAC TV.
She makes them both. She's got 7. Halfway there to her average.
Here's Watson on the drive. A little bit of a wild shot collected by Griffin. Pushed ahead to Karlstrom. Karlstrom still looking. Here's Griffin on the wing. Triple try, no good. Collected by Valaire.
See, I like that shot. I would have liked to maybe see Karlstrom drive it just a little bit deeper, but I still like the drive and kick.
And here's Valaire. Her three-point try is off the front, and that's been collected by Niederhood.
Talika Wallace disrupted that play really well. I think that disrupted the 3.
Here's Kaufman, thought about it, kicks it out. Wallace will reset the play now.
Leads up to a dozen for the Lakers. Winner gets Muskegon in the semifinal. This is quarterfinal number 3. As a 3 ball is
and it
up.
rattles around
Oh
and
my
down.
goodness!
I don't think that could have hit the rim any more times.
I didn't think it was possible to score from the outside edge of the rim like that.
Here's a three-point try by Bailey to answer, no good. And she'll collect the long rebound. Watson with a triple try. That also a long rebound, but that'll fall to Wallace. Talika Wallace with the runner in the lane.
That is the first two for Taleka Wallace. First bucket of the night.
56-39 your score here.
We're going to get a foul. Looks like it might be on Kaufman.
Laker foul number 4, Jake Kaufman.
And it was.
Valier at the
And, of course, Hannah Valier back at the line.
No surprise there.
So, as I said, the winner of this game will move on to the District A semifinal at the Ballinger Fieldhouse in Flint, hosted by Mott Community College. That game will be Friday at 5 p.m. Friday against the top-seeded Muskegon Jayhawks,
who we saw Alexis Carlstrom beat at the buzzer here at Maury Courts.
As Valier misses the first free throw. Yeah, that was a scenario where coming out of a timeout with about 4 seconds left, and the Lakers drew up a play for Carlstrom, ran it to perfection, executed it perfectly, and made the shot just as Valier did here to give her 20 points on the night.
Yeah, Valier has been quite the thorn in this Lakers side here tonight. Really the reason why the Redhawks are still in this. Here's Wallace for a triple. That's no good. Kokatovic with a big rebound, and her putback is good.
Nice putback by Chloe Kokatovic, and with that last Wallace bucket, everybody on the mid-roster has scored here tonight.
That's impressive. And as we look at the scoreboard now, up 18, starting to assert some dominance here in the second half.
Yeah, this was a
Reno.
This was a close season in the regular season. Close series in the regular season as
tough bucket by Reno falls. And especially coming in this for Lake Michigan, losing 3 in a row, that's usually not the type of team you want to see come into your house on a losing streak.
Not typically, but it's something that the Lakers have done well. They've risen up to the challenge, and they're continuing that 7-game winning streak as Kokatovic is going to get called for an illegal screen. She actually apologized to Kalea Watson, Alea's little sister. Actually, twin sister, excuse me.
I'd say careful which one you call the little sister.
I was just, because, it's funny, I'm a twin myself, so I know, and I know better, so I apologize.
Big rebound by Kokatovic. Wallace tries to force it ahead, and that will round off our third quarter. 58-42 your score in favor of the Lakers.
Again, another solid quarter. Nothing in particular jumping out at you, but that was exactly what the Lakers needed to do, is just to kind of keep momentum steady, scoring 19 points in that quarter, actually outscoring the Redhawks 19-14 in the quarter. So we'll be back with the fourth quarter. It's the Lakers 58, the Redhawks 42. You're watching Laker basketball on MAC TV Sports.
Welcome back to Maury Courts here. Fourth quarter action, playoff game here. Lady Lakers lead by a lot. here starting the fourth quarter. 58-42 your score.
And a nice drive there by Taylor Butler. She's going to get a foul call.
And I believe that's going to go against Karlstrom.
That's 4 against Lex Karlstrom.
Laker foul number 32, Alexis Karlstrom.
So now Jade Kaufman, as we've seen before, will take over for Karlstrom. Kaufman with 12 points, leading the way for the Lakers.
Thankfully for the Lakers tonight, they really haven't needed Karlstrom to do Karlstrom things that we're used to typically seeing out of her.
As Butler makes her first, she's a 50% free throw shooter, averaging 2 points a game out of Tampa Bay, Florida. Strawberry Creek High School.
It's a long trip to come up here to play for Lake Michigan.
And she makes them both. So she's at her average. But yeah, I mean, Karlstrom already has 10 points here tonight, along with Olivia Nelson also having 10. Satori Griffin having 9. It's been a pretty spread out contest.
With the drive.
And there's Gracie Nowak for you. Beautiful drive.
She's going to go to the line here for the and one.
65% free throw shooter out of Morris.
I'd like to see the Lakers finish out this strong. Like, don't let Lake Michigan creep back into this ball game. You're in the playoffs. This is the first round. No better round to build your momentum going into the number 1 seed at the end of the week. Just continue to put it down. Valier, and her shot misses everything, collected by Nowak.
I think that one was blocked down low by Griffin.
Nowak gives way to Nelson. Nelson's going to go around a screen. Can't go back to Mesher as Valier ready for it. And here's Bailey, or Nason, excuse me. And Reno drives. Her layup is good. See, that's the kind of things the Lakers need to not let happen anymore, is those easy drives to the bucket for Reno. They weren't here for 3 quarters. They shouldn't be here in the 4th.
Correct, and that's
30-second timeout, Redhawks.
yeah, and we get a 30-second timeout here, so we'll keep it here, and that's something that we need as you said, the Lakers need to not let happen, not let off the gas pedal. I mean, you're up by 15 points. That 15 point can evaporate in a hurry. I'm not saying it will, not saying it won't, but it can. That's the thing with playoff basketball, is things like this you could go on a 7-point flurry and then it's an 8-point ball game.
Well, that's the thing, like basketball, playoff basketball, like you said, especially. Just think about watching the NCAA tournaments and how many times you hear their commentators talk about runs. It's a game of runs. That's exactly the truth. The Lakers went on a 10-0 run to build this lead. So to see Lake Michigan go on a 10-0 run, it's not really out of the question. We're hoping it doesn't happen, obviously, as Kaufman just off the mark with that 3-point try.
And see, that's not a horrible shot. I think you might have wanted to get a little bit of a better shot, but it's not the worst shot in the world for Mid-Michigan to take right there. And she missed it long. It's not like she missed it short. It's a good shot.
Man-to-man defense here by the Lakers. Here's Nason. And that shot's good by Nason in the corner. Here's Nowak. Mesher now on the wing. Screen set by Kaufman. Kaufman swings around to Griffin, over to Nelson. Nelson looking for Mesher inside. Doesn't get it, doesn't take the baseline drive, spins in the paint, kicks it out. Kaufman for a deep 3 and finds the twine.
Boom.
Yet again.
5 3-pointers for Jade Kaufman. 15 points.
5, that's it? Feels like more than that.
I feel like she's 5 of 8. Don't quote me on that, but.
And Butler's triple try, no good. Misses everything. Collected by Valier, though.
Oh.
And Nason with the deep 3.
That's 8 for Libby Nason.
Nowak bounce pass into Nelson. What a play. Nelson gets the finish.
What a skip pass by Gracie Nowak, which is kind of like throwing a hellacious seed underneath everybody.
It's like a frisbee golf shot. Where you
That's
skip
exactly
it off
what
the
that is.
freeway,
That's
or the
exactly
fairway.
what that was.
Here's Nowak ahead to Nelson again. Nelson bounce pass into Mesher, and she's open down low, and she finishes from there.
4 for Katie Mesher.
Lakers extremely explosive in transition here. Valaire shot, no good. Rebound goes to Coffin. She gives way to Nowak. Lakers still pushing tempo here. Here's Griffin. And Mesher. Nelson spots up for 3, and she'll find that.
That's 15 for Olivia Nelson. And we're going to get a timeout.
And Maury Courts is getting loud. Home fans in full force here for this playoff game.
Looks like a pretty good contingency from Lake Michigan College. We'll get a full timeout, so we'll take a break with them. You're watching Laker basketball on MAC TV Sports.
MAC TV Network is a local public access station that offers a variety of services, from in-studio interviews, wrestling, and so much more. We cover local concerts, sporting events, and activities around the community. Members of the community can come in and take a free workshop to learn anything from editing to camera work. Broadcasting on Charter Channels 187 and 191, serving Gratiot, Isabella, and Clare counties.
Welcome back to Maury Courts here. Playoff action for you here for the Lady Lakers. Lakers up 20, 71-51 here. Fourth quarter, 6.5-ish to go. And Lakers kind of keeping their foot on the gas here, late goings.
And when that last time out, when we said Lake Michigan can't find open lanes to drive and let mid stay off the gas pedal, that's when mids got back on the gas pedal, up to a 20-point lead.
They've really found their rhythm in transition, especially.
Well, and you noticed on that last defensive possession, wow, that ball went sky high.
As Oostertag shot, she's immediately surrounded by 4 Lakers on the baseline. But she is fouled, so she'll go to the line.
It's a foul against Kaufman.
And Griffin will take a break as Agama checks in.
So here's Maddie Oosterhouse, averaging just under 3 points a game, 47% free throw shooter, 6'1" freshman plus out of Marne. And she misses everything on the first one. Unity Christian High School for Oosterhouse, got in that kind of West Michigan area, Grand Rapids area. And she missed them both.
She's kind of got that Shaquille O'Neal type of release on her free throw where she where she takes her guide hand off the ball, then just it's all forearm after that.
She doesn't even have to leave her feet for that rebound. Just stick her arms up, and she's got it.
Here's Watson now, covered closely by Taleka Wallace. Screen set by Bailey. Now Watson, working on Agama, and she'll lose the ball, but it will stay with the Redhawks.
5.5 to go. You mentioned, Nick, that you want to see Mid-Michigan try to finish this thing out and do so in dominant fashion, maybe not completely stomping on Lake Michigan's throat, but kind of as a 3-ball misses everything here, kind of putting the exclamation point on it, finding a way to do that.
Bailey gets that to go. I don't know. You say don't completely step on it. This is a playoff game. This is do or die. You lose, you go home, and we're trying to win. We're stepping on everybody. I think that killer instinct is huge here, and especially in a tournament format, right?
That is true, but I think, 5 minutes to go. Yeah, 5 minutes to go, you just got to kill somebody, I guess. You got to kill your opponent, right? You got to take them out of the tournament. And we're going to, seems to be some confusion, and it's going to be the arrow. We're going to get a tie-up. So we'll stay down here with mid. 5:01 to go. This is Olivia Eubank checking in for the first time.
I guess I'm just a believer of leave no reason to doubt yourselves. You're in a playoff race and you finish dominantly. All that's going to do is build you momentum going into the next game.
That's fair. Well, and that momentum, like you said, I mean, playing the number 1 seed, Muskegon, you're going to need it.
Especially a team that you've beaten, right? Like
yeah, a team. I mean, obviously the team split this year, but you know, a game that could define your season.
As Bailey gets it in down low, and she'll get that to go. Redhawks working the block a little bit here late. Finding some easy buckets down low for Ellery Darling. Excuse me, I've been calling her Bailey. That's my mistake. Here's Talika Wallace now. Kaufman on the elbow. She's going to put it on the floor. Picks it up, finds Nowak. Nowak drives, kicks out to Agama for 3. It rattles around, doesn't go. Here's Watson now for the Redhawks. Cooper Agama with the hot hands knocks that away. And here we go again for Watson on the drive. And they're going to get Agama for grabbing the wrist, I believe, is what the referee said. So Watson will be fouled.
They're going to call Wallace on the foul. I wonder if it's that first contact. She kind of reached back and tried to deflect the ball.
That's got to be something off ball.
Nope.
I don't think.
Nope, they switched it.
Oh, they did, but so they did give that to Agama. Let's say Talika Wallace, far side of the court. That had to be an off-ball foul if they called it for anything. So here is Kayla Watson. Not to be confused with her sister, who has played probably the majority of the minutes between the two Watson sisters.
5'4" freshman, also out of Milwaukee.
And that rebound slips. Darling takes that away from Kokotovic and then gets the foul. So good hustle play here by the Redhawks.
With 4 minutes to go, this is kind of the point. Some wholesale changes coming in for the Lakers with Griffin, Mesher, and Nelson as Agama, Kaufman, and Kokotovic.
This is kind of what I'm talking about, though, right now. Redhawks in the midst of a 5-0 drive, 5-0 run, rather. Looking to make it 7 here this trip. That continues. You still have 4 minutes to go. That could snowball.
It certainly could. And have some confusion, some laughs out there. But Mid's gotten the 5 on the floor for Mid-Michigan is Nowak, Nelson, Karlstrom, Griffin, and Mesher as Darling misses the first of her 2 free throws. 63% free throw shooter out of Davison.
I feel like everyone shoots 63% unless their name is Alexis Karlstrom, who's in the high 80s.
Just about.
As she makes the second. Here comes Nowak now. Pretty much your starting 5 for the Lakers here.
In fact, it is your starting 5.
Griffin kicks out Karlstrom over to Nelson. Nelson, a little bit of a stutter step, loses the ball, and that's going to be pushed ahead to Darling. Darling working on Nowak, tries to go over Nowak, around Nelson. Oostertag with the offensive rebound, and Satori Griffin comes down with a monster defensive rebound. Here's Nowak. Mesher on the dish. A little bit of trouble down low. Ball loose, picked up by Darling.
I think that was Madeline Oosterhouse just.
Watson pushed ahead, and Olivia Nelson picks it off. Here's Nowak. And Mesher, sloppy play here, both sides.
Got to slow it down. 3 minutes to go. You're up by.
Here's Mesher, gives way to Nelson, and they will look to slow things down as Karlstrom will take control and back up.
Lex Karlstrom playing with 4 fouls, up here up 14, 3 minutes to go.
Carlstrom being covered by Eubank as she goes into Mesher, kicks out to Griffin, 3 from the corner, and another 3-point basket for the Lakers.
That's a Griffin dozen right there. 12 points for Satori Griffin.
I love that. Here's Watson. Goes to Oostertag, kicks it out. Eubank for 3. Off the rim, no good. Here's Nowak.
This is the point. Another dagger 3, just like the one we just saw from Satori Griffin.
Yeah, put this lead back to 20. Here's Carlstrom. She's going to go around to Griffin, goes around even further to Mesher, inside to Nelson, and she will lose the ball. And they're going to say she touched it last.
And Oosterhouse kind of working with those long arms, kind of working the ball away from Olivia Nelson.
As we got another new check in here for the Redhawks, number 14, Madison Ruersma. I hope I said that right.
Ruersma. Yeah, you weren't far off.
And Bailey's shot no good, collected by Nowak.
I think Griffin might have tipped that one just a little bit. And again, wholesale changes coming up for the Lakers. Last time here at Maury Courts.
Griffin for 3, no good. Mesher, big rebound. Here's Nelson. She'll take a triple try. That no good. Satori Griffin tried to scoop that one away, but Bailey will come up with it. Now trapped, and she's able to break free, and she will get it ahead to Eubanks. And Eubanks with the 3-on-1, and Olivia Nelson, who has the old lone defender back, gets a hand on that pass. And then that 3-point try by Eubank misses everything.
And we're going to get a substitution timeout by JT Cleveland. Gracie Nowak, Lex Carlstrom have both checked out for the last time here at Maury Courts. Satori Griffin set to sit down. Olivia Nelson, also her last time here, most likely. Katie Mesher having a seat. So it's Olivia Niederhood, Cooper Agama, Talika Wallace, Chloe Kokotovic, and Jade Kaufman.
Kaufman for 3 from the corner. That's no good. Kokotovic almost had that board. Gets enough of it to knock it away for Talika Wallace to collect. Wallace slowing the pace here. They're going to try to burn all these seconds off here. Here's Kokotovic now. Goes baseline to Agama. Agama with the spin. Can't get the shot. Kokotovic rebound. Can't get it to go. And Oosterhouse comes down hard on top of Agama.
And Agama's in some pain.
Yeah, I think Oosterhouse may have caught her with an elbow. As Agama was on her way down, she was already being apologized to. So when you're a guard and you go in with the bigs, sometimes you catch an elbow. We hope she's okay. As she'll be walked off, and Satori Griffin will check in. So Cooper Agama will be looked at by the trainer.
And there was a foul underneath. It was going to go against Chloe Kokotovic. And Oosterhouse will end up shooting a pair of free throws.
As she was fouled by Kokotovic there. I guess Kokotovic's foul happened before she fouled Agama, because you got to imagine you elbow somebody on the way down from a rebound. That's kind of a foul. And her first is good. Yeah, you can't convince me that's not a Shaq free throw. The way she lets go of it at the peak with the guide hand, it just kind of, it's all wrist at that point.
That's true. I kind of see KG almost, Kevin Garnett.
Kokotovic with a big rebound.
Oosterhouse made one of the 2 free throws, so she's got a point. And almost everybody, all but 2, have scored for. Oh, and they're going to get Mid-Michigan on a 10-second call.
Hey, Coach Cleveland looks bewildered. That was a fast 10.
Looks like the Lakers are going to switch to a 2-3 zone here in the last minute of the game. And picked apart quickly by Taylor Butler. But her shot was no good.
And now they got about a 10-second difference on the shot clock. you believe they're going to run down at least 30 of these seconds, or at least 20 of them here. Here's Griffin still working. Credit to the Red Hawks. They're still playing defense here, as Kaufman will take a triple, and she just adds another to her already long list of threes tonight.
6 for Jade Kaufman. 18 points.
Butler gives way to Bailey. Wild shot. Oosterhouse comes down hard again, this time on Jade Kaufman. And she'll pick up the foul. And the Lakers will inbound underneath the Red Hawk basket with 9 seconds to go. And Kaufman will hold, and that should be our final, 77-58. Lakers win big here tonight in a playoff game against the team that they split with in the regular season.
That's a great win for Mid-Michigan. And ends the season for the Lake Michigan College Red Hawks, as you saw Madison Bailey at the center court line there. A little frustrated at the end of this game. Jade Kaufman, the story here for Mid-Michigan this evening with 18 points, 6 made three-pointers. Mid-Michigan moves to 20-9 overall and will face number 1 seeded Muskegon Friday at 5 p.m. down at the Ballinger Fieldhouse in Flint, hosted by Mott Community College. Lake Michigan wraps up the season 18-10 after a pretty successful season, but ends the season on a 4-game losing streak.
Yeah, a bit unfortunate. And you got to believe if you're the Lakers and you go out Friday night and you're playing Muskegon and you shoot the three-point shot the way they shot tonight, especially Jade Kaufman, she was dominant behind the arc. You shoot like that, you got a good chance to win that ball game.
If you can, Jade Kaufman comes out and shoots the ball like she did here tonight, and you can get maybe some other contributions from around the team. I mean, like we said, everybody on the roster scored, but if you can find a way to get some other contributions and make more three-point shots. I mean, Olivia Nelson had 15, Lex Karlstrom had 10, Satori Griffin had 12. So if you can find a way to get even more people involved, I don't see how Mid-Michigan is not alone not competitive against Muskegon, but how Mid-Michigan wouldn't beat Muskegon on a neutral floor.
We got to remember, too, Karlstrom was in foul trouble the whole game tonight. I mean, she picked up double-digit points, but it was difficult for her because she had limited minutes here in this ball game.
Right, and that's a huge part, and the little bit that she did play, she kind of had to play reserved because, she was, as you said, in foul trouble.
Yeah.
So
big credit to the bench players, though, especially like we mentioned, Jade Kaufman with her shooting tonight. Huge effort from her.
That was the difference in the ball game.
Yeah, it has to be.
Yeah, big 19-point win for Mid-Michigan. Nick, your final thoughts?
I hope they go take care of business in Muskegon and move on. And I think they're capable. We've seen them beat Muskegon on this floor. There's no reason they can't beat them on a neutral floor.
Yeah, Lex Karlstrom, I think, is one of the best players in the conference, and having her on your side and having this, I don't want to say supporting cast, but having a great team around, the best player in the conference, I think is going to bode well for Mid-Michigan. Going down the line, and like I said, I don't see a way that game isn't not only competitive, but if Mid can shoot the lights out of the building, I don't think they will be coming home Friday night.
I mean, they're going to come home regardless, just whether or not they come home with a W or not.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So, as we said, the semifinal against Muskegon, 5 p.m. Friday in Flint. The championship game is at 3 p.m. on Saturday. Follow along on the MCCAA website and the NJCAA website for more information. I think that we're going to try to get Coach JT Cleveland for a little post-game show. If not, this has been a really fun experience, Nick, and I can't thank you enough for all that you do to put together each of these broadcasts, lugging all the equipment and having all of our graphics set up and running the show, being a great director, if you will. And can't thank you enough for all the opportunities, man. It's been fun.
Yeah, it was a great pleasure of mine to have you aboard. You're a great talent. You've helped me out immensely with Laker basketball. We wouldn't be the same without you.
Appreciate you, partner.
And with that said, for Austin Chastain, for Lauren, our camera crew, for everyone else involved with Mid who helps us out, I'm Nick Toner. Stick around. Hopefully we'll have Coach Cleveland. If we do not, thanks for watching, and go Lakers.
Hello and welcome back to Maury Courts here in Mount Pleasant following a 77-58 Mid-Michigan victory over Lake Michigan College in the district tournament. And we are here with women's coach JT Cleveland. And Coach, man, that was a fun ball game here tonight.
Yeah, you know, in the first half they beat us up a little on the old boards. They're such a big, strong team and athletic. We didn't quite get the pace we wanted. A couple times you saw it getting up and down, and that favored us. I thought in the second half we did a better job on the boards, and then we got our pace going up and down. We got a lot of good shots, and we're a good shooting team, so we're able to cash them in.
Yeah, good shooting team. First of all, everybody on the roster scored.
It's always nice to hear. You know, we talk about being a tight unit and having that culture of teamwork and wanting everybody to do well, and then everybody being ready to go. I think when you see something like that, everybody scoring, that's definitely what you have.
Jade Kaufman, individually speaking, I mean, she shot the lights out of the building off the bench. I mean, and she missed some time with an injury. So, you know, having her back, how important is that for you and your roster?
Well, it does a few things. One, Jade's a great player. She's intelligent. She knows where to be. Obviously, she can shoot the ball. But it also spaces the court out for some of our players that can really drive the basketball. They're not going to help off Jade or she's going to kill them on the three. So that gives us more than just her making threes. But really pleased about her. She came back. She worked hard. She's been getting extra shots up. You know, she wanted to come back and play. She was so bummed out. But literally, that was one nasty injury. I mean, she went down hard, concussion and then neck injury at the same time down at Muskegon. So she's, you know, she'll be fired up for that game against Muskegon on Friday. That's for sure. You know, she's got a little payback in her. So.
Yeah, I wanted to ask about that because I mean, you know, you guys split the season series and now you'll go face them on a neutral floor.
Sure.
But I guess we'll start there with Muskegon. I mean, playing a team like that on a neutral floor. I mean, got to be exciting to go play the number 1 seed.
Yeah, I mean, certainly. Well, Jackson would have been the number seed, but we knocked him off last Wednesday to make sure we got the home game. That's not the first time we knocked number 1 seed off this year. But that said, we beat them at the buzzer here. It was a great game. Down there, it was very close to the end till we had to foul. And we match up well with them. They have probably the best offensive team in the league as far as skill. They've got tremendous shooters, post players, drivers. Tierman makes it all come together with her penetration. Sisman can really shoot it. I mean, it's just a really nice team. And their bench is strong, too. They come off the bench. So, but we match up well, and we are one of the few teams that can slow them down defensively for stretches of the game. It's not like we're going to hold them down for 40 minutes, but if we can hold them down and then build up a lead and then, play from there, we can be in great shape. And we did that the first time here, and we had stretches over there where we outplayed them as well. So now, I'm not saying it's going to be easy because they're a great team, but that's how it is when we get to the tournament. You're one and done. You come, you play your best, take your best shot. But I love the way our girls are playing. They're playing for each other. They're playing awfully hard, and I just love every one of them.
Wanted to ask about that. I mean, 8-game winning streak at this point. This has been a special run for this Laker basketball team. How much fun has it been for you to coach, and how meaningful has this run been?
Well, I knew we had the talent for this team. I knew we could make a run. I knew we could beat anybody in this league. We started off 0-2 in the conference, or we would have been right at the top in a three-way tie for first place at the end too. So we started slow out of the gate. But then after that, even in our losses, we played pretty darn well. Probably you got to throw out the Grand Rapids game, the second one. Other than that, we played at a pretty high level the whole second half of the season. I think some of that is buy-in. Some of that is trusting each other that we're going to make that next pass. And then understanding the system a little bit. But the wins also come to we've always been able to shoot it. Our defense and our rebounding is a lot better. Second half, Lake Michigan had, about 30 points? And they were on pace for maybe 28. They were on pace for much more than that. So, now we can lock teams down a little bit, and then our offense can get us going. So, really pleased with the girls. The culture that they've built together, the love they have for each other, it shows on the court.
Shows on the court, and hopefully for the Lakers, that showing continues as the tournament continues Friday, again, 5 o'clock against Muskegon, the top seed. 20 wins for JT Cleveland in his first season.
I'm pretty sure it's 3 o'clock.
Is it 3 o'clock?
Yep, 3 o'clock, Austin. Thanks a lot for the kind words. Yeah, goal number 2, beat Muskegon.
Goal number 2, beat Muskegon. Again, 20 wins for JT Cleveland in the first year. Always classy. Thank you very much.
Appreciate that very much. Thank you.
So that will do it for us here on MAC TV Sports. Thank you for following along all season long. Nick and I very much appreciate all of the views and all the feedback and you tuning in. So for that, we will talk to you again next season when we meet again.